Hi, how are you?
Hey.
Everybody good? Thank you.
You got it.
Cute. Hector, there's so much talk about whether or not you're ready for a title fight in the UFC or whether or not you deserve a title fight in the UFC yet. How are you feeling about that?
No matter to me. It's a lot of talk all the time, so I'm focused on my career, and I'm not focused about all that negative stuff that goes around, you know. So no matter.
But do you think your accomplishments before coming to the UFC have earned you a shot right away?
Look, it's a lot of fighters up there. They fought in other organizations, and they get the title away right away. I mean, like I said before, I'm gonna just go up there on Saturday night, perform, win the fight, and we go from there.
How difficult of an opponent do you think Tim Boetsch is?
He's a strong guy, you know, heavier than me. He's a big guy, but I'm not gonna say that I'm better than this and that and that aspect and the other one or whatever. I believe that I'm gonna beat him in a beautiful fashion.
And how so? Because I mean, you are obviously very talented. Is there a way you'd like to finish him?
I believe that I'm gonna finish him in a beautiful fashion.
You've had a lot of hype around you. There's been a lot of changes made to this card. Do you feel like you've had enough time to prepare for Boetsch?
Look, no time. It's no time right now to make excuses. And if you have a time or if you didn't have a time, you know, it don't matter. I'm gonna go Saturday and I'm gonna fight. And I'm gonna fight and I'm gonna win. That's what matters.
Are you disappointed though that it's not against Brian Stann?
I am a bit disappointed because you know, I was preparing for a different fighter, and instead of things that I had to change, especially even that it wasn't enough time for me to prepare. But like I said before, it's no time to, you know, talk or make excuses. You know, it's time for me to go up there on Saturday night and win the fight.
And in the preparation, is that because Tim might be more able to take you down and Brian is not necessarily that type?
You know, the good thing about me is that I'm a complete fighter. You know, my wrestling is good, my stand-up is good, my ground game is good. So it takes for me like just a little time for adjust to any fighter.
And can you talk about your training, some of your sparring partners down in Florida?
My training's been okay.
So that's a no?
Your training's been okay. You want to elaborate? You weren't happy with your training leading up?
I'm happy, yeah, I'm happy.
You are?
I'm happy.
Okay.
But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about me. I don't want to talk about my training partners.
Okay, but
I want to talk about me.
Okay, for sure. Well, let's talk about you. How excited are you to finally be on the biggest stage in the world?
I'm excited. I'm very excited and I'm focused.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you want to accomplish in the next year or two in the UFC? You want to.
If you would be in my shoes right now, what would it be your?
Well,
you know, go to the top, right?
I would go with the one fight at a time attitude.
Right. So, you know, like, think about it.
Yeah.
But by the same token, how do you think you would match up with somebody like Anderson Silva?
I don't want to talk about Anderson Silva yet. I want to focus on my fight Saturday night, and after that, we go to another step. Step by step.
Getting a lot of love from the fans here. What's that like? You're not as known as some UFC fighters, but people want to talk to you. They want your time. How do you feel about the love?
Yeah, people like you when you success. You know, when you're winning. People don't like you when you're losing. So I'm focused on winning.
Thanks, Hector.
You definitely have an intimidating style, just physically, and I feel based on your record. Is that important to you to sort of cultivate that? And you know, there's so many people that are afraid, oh, don't get in there with Hector Lombard. You don't want to fight Hector Lombard.
There's a lot of people, as you know, that they you know, talk a lot, but they don't put up. You know, I have to give respect to Tim Boetsch. He just shut up and put up. There's a lot of guys that say, I can beat him, I can do this, I can do that. I'm not that good, I'm not great. But then they get injured. And then 2 weeks after, they get a fight. Doesn't make sense to me.
All right, if you're visualizing right now, how do you see the fight ending?
Like I said before, I'm gonna end it in a beautiful fashion. Don't know how, but it's gonna be in a beautiful fashion.
Perfect.
Okay.
How important is your Cuban heritage in terms of what you bring to the octagon?
I started my career, I started fighting in Australia, and I believe that I would dedicate all my winnings and all my MMA and all my MMA status and everything to Australia.
Well, that's good. I'm sure they're very appreciative. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's great.